philosopher Baruch Spinoza once said, "Peace is not the absence of war. It is a virtue, a state of mind, a disposition of benevolence, confidence, and justice." These words remind us that peace is not simply the silence of conflict, but the blossoming of the higher way of living, where kindness, trust, and fairness forms the very fabric of our society. As we celebrate the Netherlands and Belgium today, we are reminded of the guiding motto, "Unity makes strength, and strength lies in unity." From the wide fields and the windmills of the Netherlands to the fine lacework and cultural crossroads of Belgium, both nations beautifully demonstrate that when we stand together, we can achieve what once seemed impossible. Every philosopher and the philosophy from across the world calls us to look beyond diversions and recognize that our true nature lies in the strength and unity. This morning, as part of Universal Wisdom for United World Lecture Series, we are honored to welcome Ms. Ellie Mulder from Netherlands. She has led a distinguished career across diverse sectors, including corporate, church, and charitable organizations. It is in Leiden University Center for Studies of Religious, Ms. Ellie, in her research, explored the history of small religious community in The Hague, grounded in the theology of Emanuel Swedenborg. Alongside her academic work, Ms. Ellie serves as a pastor for the homeless, engaging with some of the most marginalized individuals. Through these experiences, she has developed an understanding of human dignity, empathy, and the transformative power of connection. Her approach is guided by the principle that regardless of circumstances, every individual embodies the divine and deserves respect, acceptance, and compassion. Her guiding philosophy resonates deeply with the teachings of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, love all, serve all. Ms. Ellie's life is a testament to the transformative power of service, the courage to embrace openness, and the recognition of our shared humanity. We welcome Ms. Ellie Mulder.
Goedemorgen, good morning, and Sai Ram. It is such a pleasure and an honor to be here. But how blessed are all of us to be here in this beautiful temple in anticipation of the arrival of Sadhguru. I know that many of you do volunteer work. I know the students do, I know many of the residents do, and I know that there are many more volunteers in the ashram who cannot be here today. Now, I love volunteers. I have worked with volunteers for so many years. And so I want to thank all the volunteers here. This is a big shout out from me for doing the work that the volunteers do. Thank you. Now, I am used to speaking in for large audiences, and I like that, and I also find it very pleasant to have a dialogue. So usually I say, if you hear me say anything, then just interrupt, ask your question, and we can engage in dialogue. But unfortunately, this temple is so big, we can't do that here. But if anything I say, if you have any questions about anything I say, or if you have any remarks, please, I will be here all day and a few days more. Just talk to me or tap on my shoulder and let's connect, let's engage in a conversation. I would love that, okay? Today, I will share with you some spiritual insights that have been transformative for me. First, I will tell you a little about myself and my PhD research project. Next, I will share my experiences and insights working in the world of the homeless. And finally, I will tell you how I met Sai Baba and how Sai Baba's teachings tie into the spiritual truths that I hold as my moral and spiritual framework. So I come from a Christian background. I was born into a nice family, not very church-going, but early on in my life, I had the great fortune that God revealed himself to me in a very subtle way. So I was young, 14 years old, and I was miserable. You probably know it. I was suffering from the hopelessness of life itself. You know, I didn't know why I was alive. I didn't know what life was for. I had no idea. I guess you could say I had an existential crisis. And in the midst of my despair, I prayed on my knees, and I said, God, if you are out there, please help me. I'm so lost. And that night I went to sleep, and the following morning I woke up with this incredible joy, this happiness of knowing that we don't have to live this life alone, that there is God for all of us, and that he loves us, loves me. And so I can still feel that joy and still tap into it. From that moment on, I thought I knew everything. I had met God, God had embraced me, and I was ready to live my life. But you don't know anything at 14. So when I grew older, after a few detours, I became a scholar of religion, and I embarked on a PhD project. Now, my research centers on the theology of an 18th century Swedish scientist who had a transformative experience and became a visionary, a seer, in his mid-50s. His name is Emanuel Swedenborg. He was born 1688, and he passed into the spiritual world at 1772. Now, I could say very much about Swedenborg, but I've just been informed my talk is a little shorter than I thought. So I will have to confine myself by saying that Emanuel Swedenborg taught me a new way of looking at my Christian faith. He gave me a new understanding about the nature of God, about the purpose of life, and about the nature of reality. And I will just give one quote. It's from the book, The Growth of the Mind. Every living form is created by divine love and divine wisdom. It has its origin in God and derives its soul from him. Furthermore, every living form is created to fill a specific need, to contribute to some specific use, which is essential to the perfection of the universe. This use can be foreseen and provided by the Lord alone. So, for me, this was a game changer, to know that God is divine love and divine wisdom. And it led me to leave my old church. I have been an unaffiliated pastor ever since, and this freedom is very, very rewarding. I have to skip a few things, but that's fine. So after a while, my research is mainly archival research, and I love old books, and I find old text very exciting, but it's a bit lonely at times. And then when you are not around a lot of people, you can become a little nerdy, and to avoid this, I decided to accept a position on the side, and I went to work in The Hague for an organization that was providing care for people that were homeless. My job was to coordinate the activities of the volunteers. This organization offered a free meal for 120 homeless people every Friday night. And my job was to make sure that there were a lot of volunteers were necessary to get this organized. We had cooking and serving, and it was a really lovely group of people. Very diverse, from old people in The Hague to international students. And my job was to make sure everything ran smoothly. But at the end of every meal, each Friday, there was one task that needed to be done by me. Why? Because it was something that you could not ask of a volunteer. It was the cleaning of the toilets. You can imagine 3 toilets, 120 people without proper sanitary provisions. I will be honest, I was not looking forward to this. But it was part of the job, and I had agreed to it. In the beginning, it was bad. But slowly, gradually, these moments, cleaning those toilets, when an evening had passed really beautifully, when there had been so much connection, so much communication, when people that have really poor lives were restored, or at least had part of their dignity restored, that gave me such a sense of gratitude. And so these moments at the end of those evenings, cleaning those toilets, became moments of reflection. And slowly they became moments of pure happiness. I learned so much working in this community, and I learned while I was cleaning the toilets. Once you work and serve from love, once you really know what it means to serve from love, it's changed you, it's changing. The fulfillment it brings is unparalleled. And so, cleaning toilets on Friday nights in the homeless community in The Hague became my gateway to heaven. And from this, cleaning those toilets, I learned how thankfulness, how gratitude can help people to change their outlook on their situation. Now, this reminds me of an inspirational figure that I feel much affinity for. You may know him too. It's Captain Jack Sparrow from the movies, The Pirates of the Caribbean. You know him? And he says, the problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude to the problem. With the wisdom of Captain Jack Sparrow and my own experiences, I went to work as a pastor in a ministry of the homeless. And I did so in Haarlem. Haarlem is relatively, well, it's not a small town, it's a big town, but not as big as Amsterdam, and it's very close to Amsterdam. Now, in the Netherlands, unfortunately, we have a growing population of homeless people. There are shelters, but there are just too many people. So, too many people, too few beds. And among the homeless, we find people from all walks of life. It's really Dutch-born, refugees, all walks of life, including, which I find very heartbreaking personally, families with children. Actually, I once set up a charity event with a local church, and we discovered that that year 2 children were born in a homeless shelter. I mean, I find this completely heartbreaking to start your life without a proper home. But working with people who are homeless, or sometimes they do have a home, but they lack a sense of belonging, it has been such a privilege. It's been the honor of my life. At times, my heart is heavy, especially when I go home, because I meet people who are sometimes so broken and their bodies are so damaged and their minds can be completely in turmoil. But I know inside of these people, inside of every person, is an infinitely living soul, and it's worth connecting to that person. Sometimes it's not possible to save the body, to save the earthly life, and then we must let people go. Unfortunately, I have had to bury many, many people. And the only comfort for me is that death is an illusion, and it's a passing into a new type of existence. So I comfort myself that in the hope that maybe I will meet many friends from the street again in the world of spirits. But on the street, we also find a lot of resilience, bravery, and solidarity. And although there is very little beauty on the outside, people are beaten and, but I find the beauty inside. It is what Sadhguru said to us a few days ago. If you look at the world, if you have the divine within and you see with these eyes, you see divinity in everything and in everyone. I was very moved by his words because it's true. I know it's true. So what I learned from working in the homeless communities is first, don't judge. Just because you don't know. You don't know why someone ended up in the situation they ended up in. You don't know unless you walk in someone's shoes, and otherwise you don't know. So just treat everyone with dignity and respect. And the other thing I learned is people are people. On a spiritual level, we share the same experiences. So within this solidarity on the street, share yourself. Share your food, share your stuff, share your clothes, but also share your own experiences, your experience of happiness, of love, or of loss and grief. Share yourself with the persons that you engage with, even if they are very, very difficult or dirty. Just share yourself. It's sort of like the essence of one world, one family. Now, I can tell you, I come to the last part of my story, and that is the story of how I met Sai Baba. Now, if I seem impolite, I apologize in advance. It's not meant to be impolite, but it is as it happened to me. So one day, I was walking in Haarlem, and one of my people from the street was in prison. So I had to go to the police station to see if I could make a difference. Didn't work, unfortunately, but never mind. But I was in a hurry because this was an unscheduled visit. So I was in a hurry to go back to the place where I work from. And I passed, in the Netherlands, we have these bookcases. They're public bookcases, usually in a garden or at a wall attached. And you can just, they're filled with books, and you can just take any book you like. It's a private initiative, and it's very lovely. But I was in a hurry. I had no time to stop for So I walked past this wall, and there was this public bookcase. And I just glanced to the side, and this book caught my eye. This title, the title, Volg Jezus. I will explain. I just had to stop. Even though I was in a hurry, I had to stop and look what book it was. And I found a book. The title was Volg Jezus, Kersttoespraken van Sathya Sai Baba. So, follow Jesus, Christmas messages from Sathya Sai Baba. I have the book here. And I thought, what is this? I see a book that says, follow Jesus, my Jesus, by an Indian guru. I didn't understand, so I had to know more. I had to take the book, and I did. But I put it in my bag, no time for it, got to work, and only in the train on the way back to my hometown, I saw it, I picked it up, and I opened it randomly. And I remember being so struck that I put someone's business card at the page, because I didn't want to lose so I'm going to read it to you. And if you don't mind, I would like to read it in Dutch first, and then I'll read it in English. You have heard these words before, but first in Dutch, okay? Er zijn niet talloze godsdiensten. Er is maar één godsdienst. De godsdienst van goddelijke liefde. Er is maar één ras. Het ras van de mensheid. Er is maar één taal. De taal van goddelijke liefde in je hart. Er is maar één God. Hij is overal. Woorden alleen hebben geen waarde. Probeer deze waarheden te begrijpen. Je moet geleidelijk je goddelijk inzicht toepassen in je dagelijks leven. Woorden die niet in praktijk worden gebracht, zijn leugens. So, you have heard these words before, even at this festival, because they are so powerful. But I will read it in English, okay? There are not many religions. There's only one religion, the religion of divine love. There's only one race, the race of humanity. There is only one language, the language of divine love in your heart. There's only one God, and He's everywhere. Words alone have no value. Try to understand these truths. You must gradually apply your divine insights into your daily life. Words that are not put in practice are lies. Well, instantly I knew I found a treasure, because spiritual wisdom and universal truths, you just recognize it. It resonates in your heart. You hear something. You know this all. You hear something and or you read something and you know this is true. I know this is true. And then you cannot escape. So from Sai Baba, but also from Swedenborg and others, but I recognize this, that these universal truths are what you are supposed to live by. There is only one God. There are many religions, but there is only one God. There's only divine love and wisdom. It's a little bit like with sports. You know, religion and spirituality are meant to elevate our consciousness, our self, and like sports is meant to make our body fit. And we have many different types of sports. You have sports for individual performance, you have team sports, and of course there's cricket, which is outside category. And then it's the same with religions and spirituality and different religious traditions. They're all meant to make our minds, our spirits fit and able to reach the higher self. And the other thing I learned both from Sai Baba and Swedenborg is you cannot separate religion or spirituality from charity or service. They go together. It goes hand in hand. Sai Baba's words, I mean, Swedenborg needs like 3 books and 1,000 pages to say the same thing that Sai Baba says so eloquently. Serve all, love all. It's the same. And so these words are stamped on my heart now. I'm nearing the end of my talk, but I would like you to take 3 things away from it today, if you want. You don't have to, but if you want. So one is a lesson from Swedenborg and Sai Baba. Let go of your ego. You are really not so important. You are a receptacle of the divine life that flows into you. So just be selfless and be of use. Don't make yourself the main character in your life, in your story. Let your story be about serving others, because it will bring you so much more happiness. The thing I would like you to take away from my work in the world of the homeless, in the ministry of the homeless, people are people. We may look different, There may be cultural differences, but let the differences not be barriers, because we share the same experiences, the experience of life and learning how to love. And then lastly, from me and Captain Jack Sparrow, never be afraid to humble yourself, to do the humble work, even if it means cleaning toilets, because this will open the gate to true happiness. Humbly loving and serving is the gateway to heaven. Thank you very much.
We extend our deep gratitude to Ms. Ellie Mulder for sharing her wisdom with us this morning. We now invite Professor K.P. Sai Leela, Trustee Prashanti Balamandira Trust, to extend our token of gratitude and appreciation to Ms. Emily Mulder. We shall now have a short break and then reconvene for spiritual quiz.
शब्द ब्रह्ममयी साई जननी, ब्रह्ममयी साई जननी, परात् परामयी साई जननी, परात् परामयी साई जननी, शिव शक्तिमयी साई जननी, शिव शक्तिमयी साई जननी, नित्यानंदमयी साई जननी, नित्यानंदमयी साई जननी, नित्यानंदमयी साई जननी, हे चिन्मयी साई जननी।
घनश्यामा सुंदरा बंसीधर प्रभु कृष्ण कन्हैया, तुम हो मेरे माँ बाप भैया। घनश्यामा सुंदरा, घनश्यामा सुंदरा, घनश्यामा सुंदरा, घनश्यामा सुंदरा, बंसीधर प्रभु कृष्ण सत्य साई ईश्वरा सत्य साई ईश्वरा सत्य साई ईश्वरा सत्य साई ईश्वरा घनश्यामा सुंदरा
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering our collective salutations at the lotus feet of our Master, Sadguru Shri Madhusudan Sai. Respected elders, guests from around the world, dear brothers and sisters, welcome to the third edition of the Rasa Prashna, where seeking meets knowledge. In the Ribu Gita, we witness the deep compassion of sage Ribu towards his disciple Nidhaga. Understanding that the truth of Advaita is subtle and not easily grasped, Ribu adopts various approaches, sometimes teaching through direct dialogues, sometimes creating real-life scenarios, and at times even appearing in disguises, so that Nidhaga's limitations are overcome and he can guide him step by step towards the highest realization. In the same way, our Sadguru, out of his boundless love for each one of us, conveys the most profound wisdom through diverse means. His goal is to ensure that our learning is not only productive but also joyful. The Rasa Prashna is one such initiative conceptualized by Sadguru for the purpose of transforming learning into a joyful exploration. As we begin, let us offer our gratitude to Sadguru, whose compassion makes the path of wisdom not only accessible, but also delightful.
This morning, we have a total of 6 teams, each with 8 participants. And this edition of Rasa Prashna is unique because instead of a mixed composition as earlier, we have separate teams of students, teaching staff, and devotees, both on the gents and ladies' side. Introducing the teams, on the right of the stage, we have teams Gargi, Team Maitreyi. This is the staff team, and team Lopamudra, comprising all devotees. On the gents side, we have team Vashishta with all devotees. Team Vamadeva, staff and faculty members. And team Angirasa with all our students. Let us extend a warm welcome to all our participants in the third edition of the Rasa Prashna.
Before we begin, please note the following instructions to all the participants. The quiz comprises of 3 exclusive segments. The World Culture segment, featuring questions on the culture, traditions, and the philosophy of the countries that have presented at the One World, One Family World Cultural Festival. The Sri Sathya Sai Divya Katha segment, comprising questions based on the video series on the life of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. And finally, the Satya Darpan segment, which includes questions based on Sadguru's lectures on the Ashtavakra Gita. After every segment, we will have a bonus question which will not be passed. The correct answer will award the team 20 points, and a wrong answer will deduct 10 points from the team's score.
Dear audience, we understand your eagerness to share your knowledge during the quiz, but we request you to please contain your excitement and not reveal the answers to the participants. And to accommodate this, after every segment, this time we will have 2 questions asked to specific groups of the audience, and we request one representative from each group to kindly answer. Without any further ado, let's begin the first segment where we embark on a fascinating journey through the world's rich cultural heritage. In this segment, we will explore the vibrant colors of national flags, national identities, and celebrate extraordinary personalities who have shaped our global heritage.
The first round of this segment is Identify the Flags round. Each team will be given 3 flags to identify, and every correct answer will grant you 5 points. The team will have 30 seconds to answer their respective question.
We will now start the first round with the first set of flags for Team Gargi. You have to identify all the 3 flags, and your time starts now.
Russia, New Zealand, Mongolia.
That is the right answer. Please give a big round of applause. The second question is for Team Maitreyi. On the screen, please.
Japan, Ukraine, Uganda.
Once again, is the right answer.
The next question is for Team Lopamudra. Your flags are on the screen, and your time starts now.
Saudi Arabia. The last one is El Salvador. The middle one. Help.
The first flag is correct, so you will be awarded 5 points. The question will be passed on to the next team, Vasishta.
Saudi Arabia, Trinidad and Tobago, and Guatemala.
Trinidad and Tobago and Guatemala are the right answer. Team Vasishta secures 10 points. The next set of flags, again to Team Vasishta. Your flags are on the screen.
South Africa, North Macedonia, and Libya.
That's the absolutely right answer.
The fifth question for Team Vamadeva. On the screen, please.
Greece, first one. Laos and Sudan.
That is the right answer. Did you give the first option? The final set of... The answer is Greece, the first image. The second is Laos, and the third is of Sudan. The final set of round 1 to Team Angirasa.
Germany, Belarus, and Tunisia.
That is absolutely the right answer. The first flag is of Germany, the center one is Belarus, and thirdly of Tunisia. That brings an end to the first round of the first segment, and we will quickly move on to the next round.
The second round of segment 1 is the short answer round. In this round, each team will have 15 seconds to answer their respective questions. Correct answers will be awarded 10 points, while correctly answered past questions will be awarded 5 points. Let us now begin with the first question to Team Maitreyi. Which country is known as the Rainbow Nation?
South Africa.
South Africa is the right answer. The next question to Team Lopamudra. Which is the oldest city in the world?
Kashi.
Can we accept this one? Varanasi, as told by our Sadhguru, is the oldest city in the world. but we can also accept Kashi.
Now for Team Vashishta. Who is the author of the book, The Long Walk to Freedom?
Nelson Mandela.
That is the right answer. Next for Team Vamadeva. In which country was Prophet Muhammad born?
Saudi Arabia.
Yes, that's right again.
The next question to Team Angirasa. What is another name for Japan?
Land of rising suns.
That is indeed the right answer. And the final question of this round to Team Gargi. The art form flamenco is popular in which country?
Spain.
Spain is the right answer. With that, we come to the end of the short answer round. Now we move on to the round 3 of the World Culture segment.
The third round is a pictorial round where teams must guess famous personalities from a blurred version of their images and mention their respective countries as well. Each team will have 15 seconds to answer their respective questions. Hope all the participants are ready as we display the first image on the screen for Team Lopamudra.
It is Alexander the Great.
Yes, that is right. Alexander the Great was one of history's most renowned military leaders and conquerors. Born in Macedonia, he was tutored by the philosopher Aristotle and inherited the throne at the age of 20. In just over a decade, he built one of the largest empires of the ancient world, stretching from Greece to Egypt and as far as India. Known for his brilliant strategies and fearless leadership, Alexander spread Greek culture, language, and ideas across his empire. Can we have the next picture for Team Vashishta, please?
Brain Lara.
That is right. Cricket fans definitely in the team. Brian Lara is a legendary West Indian cricketer, widely regarded as one of the greatest batsmen in the history of the game. He holds the record for the highest individual score in Test cricket, 400 not out. Famous for his elegant stroke play and ability to dominate world-class bowlers, Lara was the face of West Indies cricket for over a decade, till the late 2000s.
The third image is for Team Vamadeva.
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa is the right answer. Born in North Macedonia, she was a Roman Catholic nun and missionary who dedicated her life to serving the poor and destitute in India. She founded the Missionaries of Charity in Kolkata, which grew into a global organization providing care for the sick, the orphaned, and the dying. Honored with the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979, she became a symbol of compassion and selfless service. Canonized as Saint Teresa of Calcutta in 2016, her legacy continues to inspire acts of kindness and humanity worldwide. The next question is for Team Angirasa. Nelson Mandela is again the right answer. Nelson Mandela was a South African freedom fighter, statesman, and a symbol of peace and reconciliation. He spent 27 years in prison for opposing apartheid and later emerged as a unifying leader. In 1994, he became the country's first black president, guiding South Africa towards democracy and healing. Awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993, Mandela is remembered worldwide for his courage, forgiveness, and lifelong fight for equality and justice.
May we have the next picture for Team Gargi.
Rafael Nadal.
Yes, Rafael Nadal is a Spanish professional tennis player, and that's the right answer. He's widely regarded as one of the greatest in the sport's history. Nicknamed the King of Clay, He holds a record number of French Open titles and is known for his fighting spirit, endurance, and powerful playing style. His intense games with Roger Federer and Djokovic have defined a golden era in tennis. And the final image on the screen for Team Maitrey, please.
Albert Einstein.
Yes, that is the right answer. He was a German-born theoretical physicist who is best known for developing the theory of relativity. He also developed the theory of photoelectric effect, which earned him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921.
Now, we move on to the exciting bonus question. As mentioned earlier, please raise your placard only if you're certain of the answer, as incorrect responses will result in deduction of marks. An image of the world map will be displayed now with 12 countries marked with numbers. A team has to identify 8 among them to secure 20 points. However, even a single wrong answer will result in a deduction of 10 marks. So please be careful before you raise your placard. Swami, we request you to decide which team raises their placard first. May we have the map on the screen, please?
Vasishta.
Team Vasishta.
Russia.
Could you please tell the number and then the country?
Can I get a little closer? Russia, Mongolia, South Africa, Spain,
You can look at the bigger screen behind you.
Yemen, Number 7, Russia. Number 6, Mongolia. Number 12, Japan. Number 3, South Africa. Number 8, Spain. Number 9, Germany.
You've got
5
6.
is Belarus. 4 is Ukraine. Oh. 5 is Belarus, is it?
You've answered all 8 countries correctly. Team Vasishta.
Tell the whole answer yourself first, so that everybody learns.
The first country, the country number 1 is Algeria. Country 2 is Saudi Arabia. Number 3 is South Africa. Number 4 is Ukraine. Number 5 is Belarus. Number 6 is Mongolia. Number 7 is Russia. Number 8 is Spain. Number 9 is Germany. Number 10, Yemen. Number 11, Iraq. And number 12, Japan. Team Vasishta has answered 8 countries correctly, and hence they'll be awarded 20 points.
And now to the much anticipated audience round. This set of 2 questions is for our students first. To the senior secondary boys students in the first block, your question. Name any 5 countries in Europe that have already been showcased in the World Cultural Festival. I request one of the volunteers to please hand over a mic to them. Anybody from the senior secondary boys section, please?
Germany, Spain, Greece, Ukraine, Greece, Germany, Spain.
That is 3. Another 2.
Russia.
Hey, Russia is not Europe. Who is your geography teacher?
Countries in Europe only.
North Macedonia.
Can you repeat all 5 once more, please?
North Macedonia, Greece, Spain, Germany, Ukraine.
Okay, you have all the 5 questions.
Don't give any marks. No marks because he told Russia is Europe. Right now they are at war. We cannot give marks for this answer because very fundamental that Russia is not Europe, he does not know.
Yes.
So far, 8 countries have been showcased so far, and they include Spain, Ukraine, Slovenia, Bosnia, Germany, Greece, Belarus, and North Macedonia.
The next question again to the audience. Now to the university girls seated in B block. Your question is, name any 5 countries in the African continent that have already participated in the World Cultural Festival.
We request responses to be immediate, please.
Zimbabwe, South Africa, Sudan, Oman, Algeria.
Unfortunately, the answer is wrong. So far, 9 countries have represented Africa in the World Cultural Festival. They are Sudan, Uganda, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, Libya, South Africa, Burundi, and Zimbabwe. As we come to the end of the first segment, can we have the scores of the teams, please? We have Gargi with 35 points. Maitri also with 35 points. Lopamudra with 25 points. Vasishta with 65 points. Vamadeva with 35 points. And Angirasa with 35 points. Can we have a huge round of applause for all the participants?
Having just explored the richness of world cultures, we now turn our attention to the life and message of Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba, whose words and actions have transformed the lives of thousands across the globe. In this segment, there will be 3 rounds. The first will be short answers, the second round is to complete Bhagwan's quotes, and the third requires identification of milestone incidents from his life.
The first question is to Team Vasishta. Your question is, what was the play written by Sathya?
చెప్పినట్టు చేస్తారా?
Cheppinattu chestara is the correct answer. It means, do they do as they say? This play showed Baba's concern about the lack of morality in society as he began to question people's hypocrisy.
The next question is for Team Vamadeva. What was the name of the monthly magazine published from Prashantinilayam?
Sanathana Sarathi.
Yes, that is the right answer. It is a monthly spiritual magazine started in 1958 by Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. It serves as a spiritual guide and reports activities of the ashram, sharing divine discourses, messages, and spiritual knowledge. The name Sanatana Sarathi means eternal charioteer, symbolizing the divine guidance that is available to all who surrender to the Lord as the charioteer of their lives. The magazine is published in more than 30 languages and is widely read both in India and abroad.
The next question for Team Angirasa. Who was the first priest of Baba's Mandir?
Sheshamarao.
That was
That is
close,
not
but
the right answer. It will be
Sheshagiri Rao.
Sheshagiri Rao is the right answer. Sri Sheshagiri Rao was an orthodox Brahmin from Bangalore who was initially skeptical of Sathya Sai Baba. During his first visit to Puttaparthi in 1940s, he had a vision of Lord Shiva upon seeing young Sathya and was immediately transformed. He resigned his job, stayed back in Puttaparthi as a devotee, and remained with Baba until his passing in 1965.
Question 4 to Team Gargi. For which product did young Sathya compose a jingle and advertise? Time's running. Your time's up.
Medicine.
Yes, what is the name? We will pass it to Team Maitrey. If you know the answer, you can answer it immediately. What is the name of the medicine? To Team Lopamudra, you have the last chance. Team Vashishta?
I'm not sure. Bala Bhaskara.
Yes, that is the right answer. A song was composed by young Sathya at the behest of a local merchant named Kote Subarna, who wanted to advertise a medicinal tonic by the name of Bala Bhaskara that would work as a cure for a variety of diseases.
The next question is to Team Maitrey. What is the name of the yajna conducted by Baba during Dasara?
Veda Saptaha Jnana Yajna.
Could you repeat?
Veda Saptaha Jnana Yajna. Veda Purusha Saptaha Jnana Yajna.
Yes, that is the right answer. Veda Purusha Saptaha Jnana Yajna was conducted by Baba during the Dasara festival for Loka Kalyana or universal welfare.
And the final question of the round for Team Lopamudra. What is the meaning of the name Ishwaramma?
One who is the Lord, Mother of the Lord Ishvara.
Yes, that is the right answer. Ishwaramma literally means the mother of Ishvara or God himself. She was the holy mother of Bhagwan Baba, previously known as Namagiri Amma. She was persuaded to change her name to Ishwaramma as she had given birth to God himself. Excellent participation so far. Let's continue with the following round. Round 5 is based on some of the profound quotes of Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. An incomplete version of the quote will be given, and each team will have 30 seconds to answer their question. The first quote to Team Vashishta. Life is a challenge, dash, 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 experience it.
Life is a challenge, meet it. Life is a game, play it. Life is a dream, realize it. Life is love, experience it.
That is the right answer. Life is a challenge, meet it. Life is a dream, realize it. Life is a game, play it. And life is love, experience it.
Next, to Team Vamadeva. Your question is, sow a thought, dash, 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 reap a destiny.
Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny.
There is one line that you have missed.
So a thought, reap an action. So an action, reap a habit. So a habit, reap a character. So a character, reap a destiny.
Should we pass? The question is passed.
Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit.
That is incorrect. The question is again passed to Team Gargi.
Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a tendency. Sow a tendency, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny.
That's the correct answer. It's sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action to reap a tendency. Sow a tendency, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. And sow a character, reap a destiny.
Next, to Team Angirasa. There is only one caste, dash, dash, dash. And the last line, he is omnipresent.
There is only one caste, the caste of humanity. There is only one religion, the religion of love. There is only one language, the language of heart. And there is only one God, he is omnipresent.
That is absolutely the right answer. There is only one caste, the caste of humanity. There is only one religion, the religion of love. There is only one language, the language of the heart. And there is only one God, he is omnipresent.
Next, to Team Gargi. You are not one person, but three, dash, dash, and dash.
You are not a one person, but three. The one others see you, the one you see you, and the one you are really.
The question is passed to the next team.
You are not one person, but three. What you think you are, what others think you are, what you truly are.
Yes, that is the right answer. The original quote is, you're not one person but three, the one you think you are, the one others think you are, and the one you really are. They represent the body, the mind, and the Atman.
Moving on, the quote for Team Maitreyi. On the screen, please. Dash, face the devil, dash, ending with the game.
Follow the master, face the devil, fight to end, finish the game.
Yes, that is the right answer.
And finally, to Team Lopamudra. Duty without love, dash, dash, and finally is divine.
Duty without love is deplorable. What's that? Duty with love is desirable. Love without duty is divine.
That is the right answer. Duty without love is deplorable. Duty with love is desirable. But love without duty is divine.
Please give a big round of applause to all our participants for their wonderful participation in this round. Moving on to round 6. In this round, each team will have an image displayed depicting a particular incident from the life of Bhagwan Baba. The teams must identify and narrate the incident. Again, each team will have 30 seconds to answer their respective question. The first question for Team Vashishta, on the screen please. And your time starts now.
So, this is when Sir Mehboob Khan enters the classroom, English teacher. So he sees that a teacher got stuck to the chair and also see Bhagwan standing up on the chair. So he asks the teacher to vacate the chair, but teachers sadly says that he got stuck to the chair. Then the English teacher Mehboob Khan sir says you make Raju sit down on the bench, and so did the teacher who sat on the chair ask Raju to sit down on the chair. Then immediately the teacher stands.
Yes, that is the right answer. When a teacher asked young Sathya to stand on a bench as a punishment for not taking notes, the teacher found himself unable to move from his chair until the punishment was over. Baba later revealed that he was already familiar with the lesson and the incident was only meant to make others aware of his divine nature.
The next image is for Team Vamadeva.
It is the day of declaration of avatar, when Bhagavan is supposed to announce his avatar. No, people around him was not believing. Then he took a bunch of flowers, jasmine flowers. When he spreads across, in Telugu it will be written, Nenu Sai Baba, I am the Lord Sathya Sai. That's how Swami declares his avatar.
That is the right answer. On 23rd May 1940, Sathya was asked by his father, Sri Pedda Venkappa Raju, if he was God or a ghost. Sathya then took a handful of jasmine flowers and threw them on the ground. They miraculously arranged themselves to spell out the words Sai Baba in the Telugu script.
The next image for Team Angirasa, and your time starts now.
This is the incident where a photograph will come to take picture of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. A stone will be there in front of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. The photographer will tell to remove the stone. Miraculously, the stone will become Shirdi Sai Baba, and in the photo, it comes as Shirdi Sai Baba's photo.
Yes, that is the right answer. On October 20th, 1940, a local photographer was invited to photograph young Sathya as he sat on a rock leading the first bhajan that he gave to humankind, that is Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam, while he was in Uruvakunda. When the photograph was developed, it revealed a small image of Shirdi Sai Baba placed in front of him. In reality, there had been a rock in place of the statue, and no one until then had ever heard of Shirdi Sai, and this miraculous appearance affirmed Sathya's identity as a reincarnation of Shirdi Sai Baba.
We now move to Team Gargi. Your image is on the screen.
When Sathya will be small, that time one police officer will give him a collar pin. With that collar pin, he will go to school and he will lose that collar pin. Then Sathya, by this story, it is depicted that we should not have that body consciousness.
There is little more significance to this particular incident.
When he loses the clip, at that moment he loses his identity with Sathya and he realizes that he is Sai Baba and not the boy.
That is the right answer. Sathya was gifted a golden collar pin by the commissioner of Hospet. One day, en route to school, the pin gets lost. This event marked a significant movement, as Baba later describes that this is when Maya, or the concept of illusion, completely left him in the form of the pin. Thereafter, he went home, threw away his books, and said, "My devotees are waiting for me, I have work to do."
The next image for Team Maitreyi, please.
So this is the Virupaksha temple where Sheshamaraju, his wife and commissioner, all these people will go to Virupaksha temple, and Sheshamaraju says Sathya to be out and look after the luggage, where when they go inside the sanctum sanctorium, they see Sathya inside, and he gets astonished, and again when he comes out, Sathya will be there. And then he says his wife to be with Sathya and tell her not to leave him anywhere. But he sees Sathya inside the sanctum sanctorium and also outside.
Yes, that is the right answer. When his family visited the Virupaksha temple at Hampi, Sathya was asked to stay outside to guard the luggage. When the priest lit the sanctum, his brother Sheshamaraju was astonished to see him inside the shrine, standing in place of the lingam, smiling and receiving the salutations. Moments later, he was also found outside, proving the vision was a divine revelation as Sheshamaraju went back and forth confirming the same.
The last visual is for Team Lopamudra.
Swami used to do Bhasma Abhisheka during Shivaratri. From the empty pot, Bhasma used to flow continuously with the help of, without any, this thing used to.
That is the right answer. On the festival of Shivaratri, Baba would perform this special ritual called the Vibhuti Abhishekam. In this ceremony, he would miraculously pour a stream of Vibhuti from an empty vessel over the silver statue of Shirdi Sai Baba, completely covering the idol. This was a powerful display of his divinity and his identity as the Shiva Shakti Swarupa.
And now for the bonus question to all teams. Are you ready? Here goes the question. What are the 6 phases of the avatarhood of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba?
Vamadeva.
Team Vamadeva.
Back to Vashishta. Vamadeva should not have lifted the board if they did not know.
Should we give them negative points?
Okay, not negative, but don't give points.
Yes.
Give it to Vashishta, you tell.
The question is passed to Team Vasishta. What are the 6 phases of the avatarhood of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba?
Leelas, Mahimas, Seva,
The question passes to Narasimha Murthy.
Leela, Mahima, Upadesha, Vidya, Vaidya, Sanathana Dharma, Sthapana.
That is the correct answer.
The first 16 years, the first phase of 16 years of Leelas were characterized by divine play and extraordinary abilities. The second phase of 16 years, Mahima, was full of miracles and extraordinary feats. In the third phase, Baba taught mankind spiritual principles through Upadesha or discourses. The next phase of Vidya saw the establishment of educational institutions, including a university providing free values-based education. During Vaidya, state-of-the-art super specialty hospitals were built to provide free medical care to all. And the last phase, Sanatana Dharma, in which it aims to re-establish the eternal principles of Sanatana Dharma, and this is now being shouldered by our Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, as is evident through his teachings, his projects, and the Shibira itself.
It's time for the audience question. The question is for the senior Tyagajivis and Gen staff. Name any 8 titles from the Vahini series penned by Bhagwan Baba.
Premamrutham,
Premavahini, Vidyavahini, Dharmavahini, Upanishad Vahini, Bhagavat Vahini, Ramkatha Rasavahini, Jnana Vahini.
One more.
Leela Kaivalya Vahini.
Yes. The Sathya Sai Baba's Vahini series is a set of spiritual writings authored by him in simple yet profound language. Each Vahini presents timeless wisdom of the Vedas, the Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita, which is accessible for all seekers. Written originally in Telugu and later translated into English, the series covers topics like Dharma, Prema, Jnana, and Sanathana Vahini. These works are considered guiding rivers of knowledge flowing directly from Baba's divine pen for humanity's upliftment.
The next question is for our ladies, guests and devotees seated right in the front. And your question is, name 5 ashrams or residents of Baba outside of Puttaparthi. We request for the mic to be given to one of them.
Hello. Satyadeep at Hyderabad and Sundaram at Chennai. Shivam at no. Satyadeep, I'm sorry, at Dharmakshetra. Shivam at Hyderabad and Sundaram at Chennai.
Another 2.
Kodaikanal and Sai Shruti. Vrindavan, Sai Shruti.
Yes, that is the right answer. Vrindavan in Bangalore, Shivam Hyderabad, Sundaram Chennai, Dharmakshetra in Mumbai and Sai Shruti in Kodaikanal. This wraps up the second segment. Let us now look at the scores, please. Gargi with 50 points, Maitrey 70 points, Lopamudra 55 points, Vashishta 100 points, Vamadeva 55 points and Angirasa 65 points.
Now from the life and teachings of Bhagwan Baba, we move to the Ashtavakra Gita and the discourses of Sadhguru. We will commence segment 3 with a visual round. The images will represent simple analogies and stories often used by Sadhguru in his discourses. Each team will have 30 seconds to answer, identify and explain. Questions passed should be answered within 15 seconds. The first question is for Team Vamadeva. Can we have the image, please?
Postponement of liberation by a Brahmin.
You have to narrate the story, then
okay.
explain the significance.
Okay. A man used to pray daily to God that give me liberation and chanting all Trimbakam Vijayame, etc. But when God sent a Devaduta to him to really grant liberation, he keeps postponing it. And each picture I have to tell. First one is he tells, he tells I am expecting a child. Then next I want to see son's marriage. Then I want to see grandchildren, and so on. And then at last, when Devaduta goes to his house, at last he has already expired and reborn as a serpent in his backyard. Yes.
That's the correct answer. This story reflects the subtle bondage of attachment. Though the man lived a life aiming for liberation, his lingering attachment for his family and possessions tied his soul back to earth, ultimately leading to a rebirth as a snake guarding the very wealth he clung to. The inner significance is that true freedom comes only when all our attachments are gone. Even the smallest desire can bind our soul to an eternal cycle of birth and death.
Can we have the next image for the team, Angirasa, please?
This is a story where a man in his wife's house, his maternal parents will come and she will tell, we don't have coffee powder in our home, so please go and purchase it. So you will be miserable because you will not be having money with him. So a sage will pass and he will be sitting under a kalparuksha, and the sage will tell, this is a kalparuksha, whatever you ask, this tree will give. So this man will ask, give me coffee powder, and he will ask worldly things other than what he has to ask. So he asks for coffee powder and returns to home.
Yes, that is the right answer. Here, a man standing beneath the wish-fulfilling tree, Kalpavriksha, limits his request to something trivial like coffee powder because of his wife's insistence. The deeper meaning is that human desires are often short-sighted and conditioned by worldly pleasures. Even when infinite possibilities are before us, we tend to ask for the petty and miss the profound, symbolizing how ignorance prevents us from seeking true liberation and divine bliss.
Can we have the next picture for Team Gargi?
This is the story of the rabbit and the lion. Here the lion is the king of the jungle, and every day one animal should be the prey as in the form of the food for the lion. So every day in the jungle, one animal will be going near lion and they will be prey, means lion will eat them as the food. So this rabbit, being very brave, one day while passing by, he will see the well and he will have the idea of it, and then he will think fooling the lion. So he will this rabbit will go and then tells lion. The lion gets angry as he was delayed. So then this rabbit tells, no, I was not delayed intentionally. While coming, I saw the lion which is mightier than you, and then it said me to be the food for the lion. And then this lion gets angry, and then that lion tells, how can other lion be mightier than me? I am the mightiest one in the jungle. So this lion tells rabbit to show me the other lion, and then this rabbit takes to the well, and then this lion will peep into the well and then will be speaking with the other lion. Whatever it says, it will reflect back. Who are you? Who are you? Like that, in a mightier voice, it will repeat, and then this lion gets angry, and then it will, to fight with it, it will jump into the well and it will die. The moral of the story is we must not be bound by dualities. We must see everybody as one.
Yes, that is the right answer.
In this fable, we see the clever rabbit defeats the arrogant lion by making him believe that another lion exists in the well, ultimately leading to its downfall. However, the inner significance is that pride and ego can blind one's vision and ultimately invite destruction.
The next picture is for Team Maitri, and can we have it on the screen?
So this is a story of a poor Brahmin he would have got nice alms that day in a pot full of milk, and then after returning back home, he starts dreaming about that, saying, I will sell this pot of milk and get more milk, and then sell that also, and then purchase sheep, and then more sheep by selling that. Like that, he will start dreaming about that one pot of milk, and with that whatever money he gets, he will build a nice house, and then he gets married to a nice lady, and then he will have children. And then when my child makes any noise, he will hold one stick and I will give one pat to my children like this when they make mistake like that. While doing that action, while dreaming, he will take a stick and break the pot of milk. So everything will fall.
What is the significance and takeaway?
We should not have greed. Whatever comes to us, we should take it as God's prasadam. We should not have our own plans. Depend on God.
We shouldn't be too greedy, and too much greed leads to loss of everything.
That is incorrect. The significance of the story is that we should live in the moment and not be lost in the illusions of tomorrow. How many marks can you give them? Half. Team Maitreyi will be awarded 5 points. The next picture is for Team Lopamudra. Can we have the picture, please?
Sairam, this is a depiction of blind people, blind men leading the blind. They all touched the elephant at different parts, and they all described it as being different. So one probably touched the tail, one touched the ear, and one the trunk. And they all had different perceptions. The moral of the story? Moral of the story? So the moral of the story is we need a guru to guide us to see the whole picture as a whole union. The guru is giving the knowledge.
That is close to the complete answer. What this picture signifies is that each blind man touches a different part of the elephant and insists that his own perception of the truth is correct. The story signifies how partial knowledge leads to conflict, while true understanding comes from integrating multiple perspectives. Spiritually, it reminds us that religions, philosophies, and sciences describe different aspects of the one same reality, which can only be fully grasped when experienced in wholeness. Half the points can be awarded to Team Lopamudra.
The next picture is for Team Vashishta. Can we have the image, please?
This talks about the complete faith in the divines. Swami Vivekananda was telling that the person who was telling was ridiculing Swami Vivekananda for wasting his time. And Vivekananda tells that the God who takes care of everything will definitely take care of my food. And when he comes out, steps out of the train station, there is a person who gets a dream of Lord Rama and the Ramakrishna. And basically the food is given to him and he gets a very sumptuous meal. And that reiterates the faith that Swami Vivekananda had. Thank you.
Yes, that is the right answer. Once while traveling by train without money, Swami Vivekananda was mocked by a co-passenger for his helpless condition. Unshaken, he endured the insult in silence, placing his trust in God. Soon after, a sweetmeat shop owner, moved by a divine vision, came forward to offer him food. This incident carries a deep message that true seekers need not fear anything, for the divine will take care of all their needs at the right time.
We now move on to the next round. It is the shloka round. This round will consist of 2 cycles. In cycle 1, the team will be given the complete shloka and participants must explain the meaning of the shloka while identifying its source. In cycle 2, each team will be given an incomplete shloka which the participants must complete. Each team will be given 60 seconds to answer and past questions must be answered within 30 seconds. The first question to team Vamadeva. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaivabhud vijanatah tatra komo akvashoka ekatvam anupashyatah. Identify the source of the shloka and explain the meaning.
This sloka tells that Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani, the one, the Brahman which is there in everybody, that is in all the people, Panchabhutas, Sarvani Bhutani, Atmaivan Vijanataha, the one with the realization of Atman itself is everybody and everything else. Tatra, there, Ko Moha, where the Moha is, Kashoka, where the misery is. Ekatvam anupashyataha, that is he himself, he sees himself in everyone. This is the meaning of that sloka.
Yes, that is the right answer. Can you also mention the source of the shloka?
This comes from Ashtavakra Gita. No, sorry, 1 minute. This comes from.
We request Narasimhamurthy sir to tell the correct answer.
Isha Upanishad.
Yes, that's the right answer. It's from Isha Upanishad.
The next question to team Angirasa. Abrahmastamba paryante bhuta grame chaturvidhe vignasya eva hi samartyam icha nicchan vivarjane. Identify the origin of the shloka and provide the correct explanation.
From the Brahma, from the creator of universe to Stamba Paryant, blade of grass. Okay, the next line. Vignasya eva samartya. The wise one, realizing his own self as obviated of likes and dislikes. He doesn't have any likes and dislikes of his own.
Can you identify what is the source of this shloka?
Ashtavakra Gita.
That is the correct explanation. Among all the beings, from the highest Brahma to the lowest blade of grass, only the truly wise who have the strength to be free from aversion and desire.
The next shloka is to team Gargi.
Meaning is correct, that there are 4 kinds of born people, that is mission. The Andaja, Shwenja, Karpaja, that is okay, no problem, as long as they know this much.
To team Gargi, your shloka is on the screen. Ahara nidra bhayamaitunam cha samanyam etat pashubir naranam dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho dharmena hina pashubir samanaha.
The common difference between the human beings and the animals is eating, reproduction, sleeping and other things. But the main unique specific quality of the human beings is adharma. Dharma. Righteousness.
Where is the source of this shloka?
Viveka Chudamani.
That is not the right answer. The shloka is taken from Hitopadesha text written by Sri Narayan Pandit. And the meaning of the shloka goes, eating, sleeping, fear and procreation, these habits are common between human beings and animals. It is the dharma that is the special quality of human beings. Without dharma, they are similar to animals. Can we give them points? Half points. Half points to Team Gargi.
The fourth question to Team Maitreyi. Sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labhau jaya jayau tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi.
During happiness and during sadness, we should not be carried away. Whenever we are very happy, we should not be elated too much, and whenever we are very sad, we shouldn't feel very depressed. So it is samatva, the balance between both the situations is very, very important, which help us to lead a happier and peaceful life.
That is
and we have to take actions with this samatva bhava, which is very important. Nothing is punya, nothing is right or wrong. And
that is incorrect. We pass the question to Team Lopamudra.
Sukhe dukkhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayau. So we should be equal-minded in all the situations, happiness and joy or honor or dishonor. So everything is, Krishna is telling to Arjuna, you don't get any papa doing your duty. Please be ready to fight the war and Vijayi Bhava, he says, no sin will attract you.
That is the correct explanation. In this shloka, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, fight for the sake of duty, treating both happiness and distress, loss and gain, and victory and defeat alike. Fulfill your responsibility in this way and you will never incur any sin.
The fifth question to Team Lopamudra is, Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
Those who are constantly absorbed in me, who give me utmost devotion, to them I give them what they lack and I will preserve their possession.
Yeah, and the source text?
Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, that's the right answer. From chapter 9, titled Raja Vidya Rajaguhya, in this Sri Krishna assures Arjuna that those devotees who always think of me and engage in exclusive devotion to me, to them whose minds are always absorbed in me, I will provide what they lack and preserve what they already possess.
The final question to Team Vasishta. Indriyani paranyahuhu, indriyebhyah param manaha, manasastu para buddhihi, yo buddhe paratastu saha.
Indriyani paranyahur, indriyabhyah paramana. So senses are greater than body, and indriyabhyah paramanaha, mana, mind is greater than senses, and buddhi is greater than buddhi, intellect is greater than manas, mind, and that is greater than buddhi, intellect, and that is the Atman.
That is correct.
Source text? What is the source?
Yes.
No,
source of the
source text, right? Sorry?
Source of this particular shloka?
This is Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, that is the
Yes.
correct answer.
This shloka from the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita says that the senses are superior to the body, superior to the senses is the mind, beyond the mind is the intellect, and even beyond the intellect is the soul. With this, we come to the end of the shloka round, and we will proceed to a new segment, which is the Antakshari round, Damsharaj round. In this round, expression takes center stage as teams act out clues for their team members to guess. Quick thinking, sharp observation, and a little bit of creativity will be your best friend here. We request one representative from each team to come up on stage, pick a chit, and then enact the story or concept. The team is required to guess and narrate the story and explain the takeaway. If they're able to do all this, 20 points will be awarded. Each team will have 2 minutes to enact and guess the story. The first chance is given to team Vasishta. We request the team to hold the mic close while you guess.
Story of Kashi Prince. Woman, marriage. 3 knots. No, okay. Can I ask questions and I can ask, right? So is it related to Satsai Divikata? Woman, man, when, not. What do we call 3 knots?
Tripura.
Your time is up. Unfortunately, the team had guessed the answer correctly, but the actor did not realize that that was the correct answer. The topic that they had to enact was the Princess of Kashi. In this story, a young prince fell in love with the portrait of the Princess of Kashi, not knowing that it was actually his own image. The inner significance of this story is profound. What we often desire and chase in the outer world is actually a reflection of ourselves. The beauty, joy, and fulfillment which we seek outside is already within us, and the realization dawns only when we turn towards ourselves. Next, it's the turn of Team Vamadeva.
Ten disciples. 10 disciples.
10 disciples counting wrongly.
Counting.
That is the correct answer. Could you explain the story? In short, please.
10 disciples start counting wrongly. Significance of this is they'll not count themselves. My uncle is God, my father is God, my teacher is God, but they don't count themselves. That is the significance. 10 disciples crossing river. Then
the explanation is not correct.
10 disciples crossing a river, they don't count themselves and they'll be in a misery. And then a wise man passing by will tell that you didn't count yourself and fingers himself. So then he recognizes they are not missing. The 10th person is not missing is the story.
That is the right explanation. The next is the turn of Team Angirasa.
This is the story of a washerman and donkey, who the washerman takes the donkey for washing but forgets the rope. The donkey thinks that it is tied, but truly it's not tied. So we think that we are tied to this world, but actually we are not tied.
That is the correct explanation.
Next, we will have.
We now request Team Gargi to come and take the chit.
Ocean, waves, apart, Arundhati Vasishta.
This is the story of Arundhati and Vasishta. Once when Vasishta will be wants to cross the river, that time they both will be going to the other side of bank. That time Vasishta will tell, if I am a brahmachari, then this river will get apart and I can move through this way, he will tell. That time Arundhati will get shocked and she will tell, how can you be brahmachari? I have only bore 100 sons for you. Then you are telling you are a brahmachari. That time Vasishta will tell, no, I may have, through this body I have done whatever is to be done. But in reality, I am this true self. He is a brahmagnani who knows that he is a self. And he knows that how to involve in the world and how to withdraw whenever it is needed. And whenever it is needed, how to involve in that. So that river aparts and they both will cross over the river.
That is the correct answer. Next, we request Team Maitreyi to come and pick your chit.
It's a story about the lion and the sheep. Actually, the lion cub gets lost and joins the sheep, and it was thinking that it was also the sheep. But one day, when it sees a real lion, it gets attracted by its magnanimity. And when the real lion comes and tells the lion cub, "You are not the sheep, you are the lion cub," the lion cub initially did not agree. So eventually, the lion takes the lion cub to the water pond and makes it to see its reflection. Then it realizes that it is also belongs to that lion.
Yes, that's the right answer.
So the significance is we often wrongly identify ourselves as body, but we are the self.
The inner meaning of the story is that we forget our divine essence and live with limited identities, and then a guru comes along, awakens us to our true self, to become fearless, eternal, and majestic like the lion. And now to Lopamudra.
This is the story about the cat, the basket, and the rock. So I think a list was given for what was required for a ritual. And these three items were in the list. So many a times we follow implicitly, not questioning why we have to do so or understand the essence of it. So the real purpose of the basket, the cat, and the rock was during a ritual, a vessel of milk is usually placed there, and the cat usually goes after the milk. So to contain the cat, they put a basket over it, and to ensure that the basket does not move, they actually put a stone over it.
Yes, that is the right answer. The inner significance is that blind adherence to tradition without understanding its purpose leads to meaningless superstition. True spirituality lies in grasping the essence behind rituals, not in mechanically following empty practices. With this, we conclude the Damsharads. And for the bonus question, Name any 8 Guru Shishyas in Sanatana Dharma. It could be from Upanishads or contemporary times. Team Angirasa, yes, you can answer.
गोविंद भगवत्पाद शंकराचार्य, रामकृष्ण परमहंस, स्वामी विवेकानंद, सत्य साई बाबा, सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई, Ribu and Nishada, Dattatreya Parashurama, Ashtavakra Janaka, Shri Krishna Arjuna.
One more.
Totapuri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa.
That is the correct answer.
Okay. And now, questions to the audience. To the university boys section, what are the Shat Darshanas? Can you name them?
Since the answer was displayed, we'll proceed to the next question.
Okay. The next question. List the 9 types of bhakti along with a suitable example. Do we have anyone ready from the girls section? From the senior secondary girls section? If there's anyone ready, kindly answer immediately.
Archanam, Sevanam, Nididhyasanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam.
Can you go in order, please? Can you go in order from the first one?
Shavanam, Kirtanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam.
Don't waste time. Go to the next.
Good attempt, but...
If you know only, you raise your hand. If you don't know, just pass.
Shravanam, listening to glories of God. Kirtanam, singing or chanting His names. Vishnu Smaranam, constant remembrance of God. Padasevanam, serving the Lord's feet with humility. Vandanam, prayer and prostration. Archanam, worship through rituals and offerings. Dasyam, serving as a faithful servant of God. Sakyam, friendship and intimacy with God. And finally, Atmanivedanam, complete self-surrender to God.
Now we move to the 4th and final segment, which is the rapid fire segment. In this segment, each team will be given a set of 5 questions to answer, followed by a match the following question. The time limit for each team is 90 seconds. Every right answer will be given 5 points, and there will be no passing in this round. If you don't know the answer or if you're not sure of the particular question, you can skip and attempt later. Do not waste your time. We will start this round with Team Angirasa. And your time starts now. What is the tripod of our institution?
Sarkara Samaja Samstha.
What are the 4 common attributes in animals and humans?
Ahara Nidra Bhayamaitala.
What is the meaning of Ubuntu?
I am because you are.
What is the significance of dry wood?
Samit Pani, dry mind, having a mind.
Which sage is considered to be the pioneer of the Siddha system of medicine?
Charaka.
We now move to the match the following set for your team.
Match the landmarks with their respective countries.
Okay. First one is Petra, second one is Mount Fuji, third one is Mecca, fourth is Acropolis, and fifth is Nile.
Yes, that's the correct answer.
You got 8 out of 10 correct. The tripod of our institution is students, teachers, and parents. And the sage who's considered to be the pioneer of the Siddha system of medicine is Sage Agastya. Set 2 to Team Gargi, and your questions are: what are the 3 Tapatrayas?
Adi Baudhika, Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika.
What are the 4 Ashrama Dharmas?
Grihastha, Brahmacharya, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa.
What is the meaning of uno mundo, una familia?
One world, one family.
Which language? Okay, what is the significance of the word Namaha?
Namaha means I salute, and Namaha means destroying ego also. I am not.
Which sage is considered the father of Indian surgery?
Shushruta.
Next slide. Match the cuisine to their respective countries.
First one is sushi.
Which country?
From Japan. Fourth one is Hamas. Second one is Hamas. Fourth one is falafel. Fifth one. Third is Couscous, Algeria. Fifth one is Masaka, Greece.
Yes, they got all 10 out of 10, correct?
We move on to Team Maitreyi, and your time starts now. Name the 3 S's that should work together.
Sarkar, Samaj, Samstha.
What are the 4 kinds of birth?
Andaja, Shvedaja, Udbhaja, Udbija. From whom? From egg? From...
What is the meaning of Kaizen?
Thanks.
What is the significance of burning camphor?
Warding off the ego, body consciousness.
Which sage gave the world the Gayatri Mantra?
Sage Vishwamitra.
And now you have matched the following set.
Japan is yen, UAE is dirham, Russia is ruble, South Africa is rand, Spain is euro.
You got 7 out of 10 questions right. Would you like to attempt any of the previous questions? You have 18 seconds left.
Four kinds of birds: Garbhaja, Andaja, Shvedaja, Udbhaja.
Yes.
One more.
So Team Maitreyi gets 8 of their questions correct. The meaning of Kaizen is continuous or incremental improvement, and the significance of burning camphor is it represents the ego which burns without leaving any residue.
They had answered this question, so they got only 1 wrong. They did not answer only Kaizen. Next set to Team Lopamudra. What are the 3 types of karmas?
Past, present, future.
What are the 4 Vedas?
Sanchita, Agami, Prarabdha. And 4 Vedas, Yajurveda, Rigveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda.
What is the meaning of Marhaba?
Thank you.
What is the significance of Bali Pitam?
Bali Pitam is the sacrifice used to, in front of temples, there will be on Bali Pitam. Previously, they used to give animals. Nowadays, they give food only, whatever we eat. Before taking prasadam, that bali, it is offered on the bali pitam in front of the Garuda Dvaja.
Which sage composed the Natya Shastra? You can match the capitals to the countries in the next slide.
Yes. Ukraine Queen, South Africa, Cape Town, and then Belarus, Minsk, and North Mercedes, Harare.
Can you repeat the last two? South Africa?
Cape Town, I told. South Africa, Cape Town, and Harare, Ukraine. No, Kiwi, Queen.
Team Lopamudra got 6 out of 10. The 3 types of karmas are Agami, Sanchita and Prarabdha. The meaning of Marhaba means hello or welcome in Arabic. Bali Pitam is placed in the temple to remind devotees to sacrifice their animal-like qualities.
Next to Team Vasishta. Name the 3 Akashas.
Bhutakasha, Chittakasha, Chidakasha.
What are the 4 states of consciousness?
Wakeful state, Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti and Turiya.
What is the meaning of Hakuna Matata?
Relax, be happy. No, don't worry. No worry. No
What
worries,
is
be
the
happy.
significance of applying Vibhuti?
Applying Vibhuti protects us from negative energies entering into our third eye.
Which sage sacrificed his backbone to fashion a weapon to help the Devas against the Asuras?
Jamadagni.
Your set to match the following questions is on the screen.
I'll come back to the 4th question again. Third one is flamenco. First one is steel pan. 5th one is dolls. 4 is origami and 2 is kanan. Can we go to the 4th question once?
Can we have the 4th question?
Again, another significance of Vibhuti is it reminds us that at the end we'll become ash only.
That is correct. Team Vasishta has answered 9. Team Vasishta has answered 9 out of the 10 questions. Says the Dadichi is the one who sacrificed his backbone to help Indra create the Vajra Asura. Next.
Next to Team Vamadeva. What are the 3 R's according to Sadhguru? What are the 4 components of the mind?
Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara.
What is the meaning of Wabi Sabi?
Pass.
What is the significance of breaking coconuts?
Breaking the ego of ego in every person.
Who was the sage who was gifted the cow Nandini?
Vasishta.
Can match the religions to the respective countries.
First one is Japan, Buddhism, Mongolia, Sufism, Islam, Iraq, Judaism, Israel, Sufism, Lebanon.
Do you want to go back to the first and third question? The 3 R's. Team Vamadeva has answered 8 out of 10 questions. The 3 R's, according to Sadhguru, are reduce, replace and refuse. And the term wabi-sabi means take it as it comes in Japanese.
With that, we come to the end of the rapid fire round. And we have one last question for the audience. The question is, name any 10 saints who propagated the Bhakti Sampradaya in India.
This is a bonus question for the participants only.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Tyag, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya, then Basavanna, Alama Prabhu, Akka Mahadevi, Kanakadasa, Purandaradasa, Tukaram, Namdev, Ramdas, Guru Nanak.
Yes, that's the right answer. From the north of our country to the south, from the east to the west, there are umpteen saints who have propagated this Bhakti Sampradaya through their compositions, through their music. And this is a list of all the saints. With this, we come to the end of this edition's Rasa Prashna. Can we have a look at the scores, please? The final scores read as Gargi 135 points, Maitrey 140 points, Lopamudra 125 points, Team Vashishta 165 points, Vamadeva 135 points, and leading from the front is Angirasa with 185 points. A big round of applause to all of you.
As they say, life is a challenge, meet it. But life is a game also, so play it. But then at the end of it, nobody wins or loses, so life is a dream, realize it. And then finally, whatever we do, we just do it out of love, just to experience the love of doing it. So life is love at the end of it. You must enjoy it. That is what this Rasa Prashna is all about, to be able to face a challenge, to be able to meet it well, to be able to enjoy this process of learning and growing, and have no hatred and no enmity, no jealousy and no negativity, because it's a dream. At the end of it, none of it will stay. So, but nevertheless, a happy dream is always a nice thing to have. So like this, life should be lived without taking anything too seriously. Hakuna Matata, they said. That's how it should be. Wabi Sabi. These are great philosophies. Ubuntu. We have heard from many parts of the world, and then they were mentioning that. I just thought of it. How simple life can be if you want to make it simple. And if you want to complicate it, there is no end to what kind of complications we can create. So take it easy, take it simply, take it as it comes. That is the way of life. And all of them have answered, and I thought that our devotees would not be able to answer so many, but they have actually answered better than the staff and the students. So I'm quite pleased. And that is how it should be. Everybody is a student in this process. Nobody is greater or lesser. Everybody is a student of spirituality, and everybody must make efforts to learn. And they have answered quite nicely. A lot of the questions were tricky and not the regular ones. Still, people have understood, they've answered. I'm very happy, but I'm quite disappointed in the audience. They answer when they are not told to answer. When they are asked to answer, nobody answers. What's the point? When they're not being asked a question, they want to butt in and keep saying things like that. When they are told to answer, all of them are silent. They're looking at each other's face. See, confidence should be there, self-confidence. In a group, everybody can shout. That is sheep mentality. Just hide in a group, see each other and keep walking and don't. Lion cub should stand apart, roar when it is the time. So likewise, audience should be confident when they are asked the question. That time they should answer. Other times when the quiz people are being asked, that time everybody wants to answer in a big herd. That is what is called herd mentality. Now, and you understand the difference between sheep and lion? When you're in a group, everybody feels confident. Single them out and they're afraid. That is what happens. And this is a practical demonstration of that herd mentality or a sheep mentality, as I keep talking. You have to be a lion to stand up in a crowd of so many and say, I know the answer and I shall answer. And not just whisper answers when it's not your turn, it's the turn of the people on the stage. So that itself is a lesson of what it means to be a sheep and what it means to be a lion. Okay, when it's your turn, that's when you should stand up and say. That time you should not chicken out and start bleating like a sheep. And other times you're all roaring like lions. When nobody wants you to answer, everybody's roaring from down. So next time be careful, and when it's your turn, stand up, raise your hand and answer if you know the answer. If you don't know the answer, it's all right. You don't have to. So that is very important. These are all simple lessons in life. To come out of the crowd, to stand apart, to stand alone, it requires some kind of courage. Whether it is in a hall like this or in a big world out there, every person who has self-confidence alone can stand out and do things. All others will just look for the company of others like them and would like to just hide in between all of them like sheep. So this is what I say. Vedanta Kesari means the lion of Vedanta is courageous, is fearless, is selfless, is desireless. And that lion stands apart. And that lion is what everybody should become. That's another practical lesson demonstration that we saw today. So be like the lions and lionesses. That is what this knowledge should lead you to. And you can only be such a fearless lion when you have no other desire, no selfishness, no other ulterior ideas. You only are believing in yourself, you are established in the divinity, then you can be lions. You need nobody's validation, nobody's approval, nobody's support or nobody's company. You are alone, very capable. In a jungle, you see lion roams alone. Doesn't care about who is around because he's so confident about himself. Likewise, our children should become confident lions of Vedanta. That is why all this effort is being put. Tomorrow when the world throws all kinds of challenges at us, we should be able to meet it with courage and resilience. When world is all chaos and confusion, you should realize that it's after all a dream. And dreams can be chaotic and confusing. But then we get over it sooner or later. When you see people around you not being nice and playing foul, even then you should stick to the rules and play the game of life with morality and integrity. And when it's all over, you simply develop that vastness of your love in which everybody has a place, everybody can exist. Develop that kind of broad vision, a broad heart that takes everybody in love. That is the message of Vedanta, and then you will be a Vedanta Kesari. With that purpose, we should learn whatever we are learning, and this is a nice fun thing. Everybody gets involved, everybody learns a little more, so it's nice to have it. I congratulate the organizers and also the quiz masters for conducting it so nicely. And the audio-visual team, be careful not to slip out the answers like this every now and then. But everybody played well, and we played with the spirit of it. And there's no loser and no winner. In my games, everybody is a winner because everybody has participated with honesty and with the right purpose. But nevertheless, I'm appreciative that the students have answered so many of them well, confidently, which is, we must appreciate that because they are heads and shoulders above the rest of the teams. So good, the boys have done very well. So special blessings for them. Good.
सर्वसुगुण सिंधवे सकल सुजन बंधवे सर्वसुगुण सिंधवे सकल सुजन बंधवे गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् दीन दुखित पोषकाय दान धर्म प्रेरकाय दीन दुखित पोषकाय दान धर्म प्रेरकाय सर्वलोकहितरताय सर्वमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय ब्रह्मज्ञानबोधकाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सदय हृदय राजिताय सुमन सदन शंकराय सदय हृदय राजिताय सुमन सदन शंकराय शरण मुक्ति कारणाय मोक्ष मंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सत्य साई प्रियाय सत्य प्रेम विग्रहाय सत्य साई प्रियाय सत्य प्रेम विग्रहाय नित्य शुद्ध निर्मलाय नित्य मंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय दिव्य मंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वर ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बांधवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयो नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयो नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्राशयना ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेवा सद्गुरु साई महादेवा मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय जय बोलो सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई जी की जय